Welcome to Side Notes. I'm here at the ReelWorld Film Festival press conference, here with a star of the short film called Lever. Can you tell us a little bit about the film that you started?
Yes. I was Mike, and my older brother, he was walking. And I asked him this question, what is that? And he said, you don't need to know, it's none of your business. And then I pulled it. Then an earthquake came. Then an earthquake, frogs raining down, all kinds of things were weird.
So how does it feel doing your film debut and you're coming here to this festival? What is the feeling going through you right now?
Really nice. I really like it. We made a project for everybody to see and have fun.
Is there a website that you can actually go see a trailer of the short film you're involved with?
Yes. You just need to write my name, Yoel, Y-O-E-L, and my last name, Berhane, B-E-R-H-A-N-E. And that's all. Then that's it. Then you see these videos of short films and interviews of me and my older brother and CJ, who's in one of the two of, I don't know which kind of films he was in. That's all. That's all.
And final words you'd like to share with young artists themselves who want to get involved in film or some other artistic venture?
Yes. Follow your dream. Never give up.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Izzy, who's also a star on the short film, Lever.
That's right.
Izzy,
What's up?
I was just talking to your cousin there.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much for allowing us to talk to
My
him.
pleasure, man. We out here, man.
You want to give a quick synopsis, a little bit more about what the short film?
Yeah, no problem. So let me just elaborate a little bit about it as we were talking before we got on camera. The Lever's about a young kid who goes on an adventurous day. And what happens is, just think of it like if you're outside, right? There's electrical buildings outside. These do not touch things, right? But this kid does not listen to me. He ends up pulling something which, causes earthquakes in our city, cars to mash up, people to lose speech, people to go deaf, people to go frozen. So this is a pretty adventurous film of action and drama. And a lot of things I tell to people is this film is not for adults, it's for children. So you watch him, you might not be able to understand this film, right? Because it is for the kid audience, it's for the teens, this is for drama, this is for Disney. But yeah, it's a great film. It was directed by the great Jeremy Worthington and Kirk Taylor, so it was just awesome to be part of something like this,
And how important you think it is to allow the youth to, inspire them, mentor them, and just create opportunities for they can showcase their own artwork?
And that's right, because speaking of the youth, I'm a youth myself, right? I'm not going to say my age, but I'm still in my teens, so this has been a gratifying experience to be part of something, because people always have the perception that, films are for adults, and I was like, at the time, 17 years old directing this film, right? So just imagine, a young kid wants to do something in the community and just want to make a great product. So I brought my younger cousin in this, and one day I hope he can do the same thing and inspire people like I'm trying to do right now, right?
What are some other projects that you've been involved with in the past?
Okay, so as we were talking before, to be honest, I'm not even a filmmaker. I'm a journalist. That's what I do for a living. I have a show on Rogers. I work for Chris Brown's blog. I've done a lot of freelance work. So yeah, a lot of my stuff is in journalism. This is my first time acting, so this is what I feel I really want to do for a living. Like, I want to, as I say, make an impact on lives. I want people to see things, and like just that movie 12 Years a Slave that won an Oscar recently, that's such a very important movie for African Americans. I just want to do the same thing. So yeah, it's just gratifying to make films as opposed to being a journalist.
And the question I have to ask you, who is the one person that's actually influenced you in life, inspired you? Could be an actor, could be a teacher, could be your parents?
Good question. Well, you know what? My parents have been very supportive in what I do, but my parents come from a really educational background, so they were really big on, going to school, getting your doctorate, getting your master's degree. In the sense of influences, I guess, just any African American actor who's been successful, because they broke down so much barriers for people like myself to be successful one day. So yeah, just any African American actor, pretty much, yeah.
And finally, what are some words you want to leave to share for the youth, up-and-coming artists?
Okay. I feel like I'm too young to say this. I feel like this is a question for somebing older. But Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, anything's possible if you just keep working hard and you follow your true passion and dream. You could do anything because, you know, we made this film with $0 to no dollars, you know, but we were able to put something together because we all had passion and we worked really hard, right? So, you know, when I made this film, I was 17 years old, so anybody can make this film.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And I'll just say to people, make it out to the ReelWorld Film Festival. Check out your short film,
Thanks
Lever.
a lot, sir. I really appreciate that, man. We out, man.
Welcome back. I'm here with another filmmaker for the ReelWorld Film Festival. It's just coming up here in Toronto. Clara, the film you're doing is Being Julie. Julie?
Yes.
Want to tell us a little bit about that project?
Sure. So it's an animated film. It's a film that I made for youth. It's about two cousins. One is black and one is white. And a comet gets made, and then they both try to use methods borrowed from their mothers to change their skin tone. So it's a really light sort of tone, but my hope is that it kind of opens a window to talk about things to do with shadeism that maybe we don't normally talk about. So it's one of the shorts this year in that slot.
And when is it actually running here in the festival?
It's running Sunday at 1:30 in the Shorts block presented by Active Toronto.
And you were talking about earlier there are some mentors involved with the project.
Yeah, so for me, I'd consider myself a feminist filmmaker. So for me, the story I was telling was really about young women finding ways to sort of talk about things that are important to them. So the animators of my film are actually 17 or 18-year-old girls, and I've sort of set them up with various mentors. And then the director of my film is also, one of the voice directors is also quite young, Jujube Mandiela, and then she's paired with Marilyn McCauley, who's a big voice director here in the city. So these sort of three tiers of mentorship have been really important to me, and I think kind of echoes the story that I'm telling about it, empowering young girls. That's the hope anyway. So the process has been really, really exciting.
And with Toronto, I noticed that there's massive diversity going on in this community. There's a lot of big artist community. How has that helped with being able to draw some of the talent to come and help you?
Well, it's been really fantastic. Both of my animators do identify as diverse. So we have a pretty diverse group working on the film right across the spectrum. And I think it allows us to talk about things because we're in the room and we're talking about things that we don't normally talk about. I mean, in my film, one of the characters is really pale and hates how she blushes. And then the other character doesn't like being dark. And I think sometimes we get isolated within our own problems that affect just us, and we don't see the other side dealing with the opposite side of the spectrum. So having the actual team reflect that story that we're telling hopefully allows us to talk about things and maybe think about things and realize, oh, we're all actually dealing with the same thing on the other side of the spectrum. And isn't that unfortunate we spent all this long time not being able to talk about and assuming different things. But I mean, that's why I create the art, to open up a discourse, really.
And do you have a website where people can actually go view some of your other work?
Well, I have a few films doing the festival circuit right now, but for updates on what the whole Shorts collective is doing this year, which is the most happening, I'd say check out Twitter at Shorts, YEAA Shorts, and you can stay up to date on what all of the films that are being created, and there's a lot of updates on what the collective is doing in other areas of their career and the history of that, or you can follow me on Twitter at Clara Pasieka, but yeah.
And finally, you got some final words you want to share with some other young people heading into the artistic world, film, music, whatever venue they wish to choose?
I think that everyone has a story to tell. I think for me, I write every day now, and finding there's that respect for yourself as an artist, and knowing that something that I sort of have on my wall is that it's not your job to decide whether the work is good. Your job is to do it. So that's sort of what I have written on my wall. And I also have never be ashamed to admit or ask for what you need as an artist. I think we have sometimes really crazy methods to get the work done, but just respect that and be like, you know what, if I need to not stare at people when I write, or if I need to play crazy music when I write, or if I need to write in a little closet, whatever it is that you need to do, just respect that that's what you need and be like, you know what, if it works for you, that's already a feat in and of itself. So just really being proud of that, I think sometimes in Canada we're afraid to be proud to do what we do because we feel like we have to be like, oh, it's bad, I'm modest all the time, but just be proud that you actually did the work, not whether it's good or not. So I say that.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with two other young people that are involved with a film, short feature film. Mars is laughing at us. Ryan, John.
Yeah.
You're the screenwriter, the actor.
Yes.
You're the director.
Yes.
Co-director. There's
Co-director.
two directors. Andre Stills, who's not here,
Yes.
and myself. Yeah.
A little bit about the short film itself.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you?
So the short film was based on the Sammy team incident that happened last summer. Sammy was shot 9 times by a police officer on a Dundas streetcar. And so our story takes place on that very same night. 2 best friends, one of which I play is Andre, and Ronnie Rowe, a fantastic actor, plays Morgan, my best friend. And we're forced to reconcile our own ignorance before it costs one of our lives. So the stakes are really, really high in this film, and it's a commentary on our ignorance in Canada and in Toronto towards use of force for police, especially with people with a mental illness, as Sammy had, and it's really just to reconcile our own beliefs and values towards really public displays of violence.
When during the film festival, ReelWorld Film Festival here in Toronto, when is it actually going to be screening?
Sunday,
Sunday, April 6th, I believe,
Yes,
at
yeah.
1:30 p.m.
Yeah, so tune in.
Yeah.
And when you're standing behind the camera, you're watching, you're filming, you're taking pictures of Ryan and other actors. What were the thoughts going through your mind as you're watching the whole entire project unfold?
Well, what was really important to me is I'm a filmmaker and a storyteller where I really want to focus on honesty and truth. So for me, the biggest challenge and the biggest reward was watching these guys create real characters, not just characters, people that you can believe, people that you can kind of relate to. And they did an incredible job. They blew it out of the park, to be completely honest. They make us look a lot better than we are, which is great. Thank you so much to everyone involved for that. But yeah, it's just this feeling of witnessing these real friendships taking place on this extraordinary night where so much is at risk, so much is at stake, and being part of that journey and seeing yourself in that.
Quickly, the website where people can actually go and watch
Yeah.
a trailer, or maybe they want to contact one of you or some other people involved with the project,
Yeah.
might have a question to ask.
Yeah, you can reach us at www.milau.thefilm.com. So that's Mars is laughing at us, abbreviated, MILAU, thefilm.com.
.com.
And the last thing I want to ask both of you, as young people involved in the film industry,
We're
what
still
is-
young, that's good.
Yeah,
what
we
is
are.
the main message that you want to get out to, let's say, the up-and-coming generation that's still get involved with the artistic world?
That's such a good
Just
question.
do a volume of work. Ira Glass is one of my biggest heroes. He has a podcast called This American Life. And the biggest thing for creative people that he said is that they just quit because it starts off with good taste. And that's all it is. It's just good taste. That's what starts off your what you want to be doing. But the first years of your work is like, it's not that good. But your taste is still there. Your taste is still good. And so
Go for it, Ryan.
all you have to do is just close that gap. What you have to do is just a huge volume of work.
Yeah.
If you keep on doing work, then the gap gets closer and closer. And Ira said, and I'm pretty close to that as well, I took the longest to realize that that's all it takes, is just keep on doing volume of work. Your taste is always there, but just don't quit at doing that amount of work, and it'll come to you.
I would say just very quickly, find people who are passionate, because Toronto is this incredible melting pot of actors, filmmakers, writers, everything involved. So I say just when you're inspired, you will attract other people who want to do the work that you do, and you will find it. So just go and make it happen, because you can now.
Thank you both for your time.
Thank you so
sir.
much.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Reginald.
Hi, I'm here with two other young people who are involved with a film here in the ReelWorld Film Festival here in Toronto called Millions, Andrew and Melanie. The first question I have to ask, can you briefly talk about the movie itself called Millions?
Basically, it's about a group of 20-somethings who set out to become millionaires before they turn 30 after a tragedy happens within the group. You want to talk about production background?
Sure. I mean, it was about a 5-year process from beginning to about today. It was about 3 years of shooting and about 2 years trying to raise the money and find the right cast and crew.
What were some of the avenues you had to take in order to raise funds for your project? Because I know one of the biggest stepping stones for people involved with projects is raising funds.
We did go through Kickstarter, so we did try to do the crowdfunding. So we did raise a little bit of money that way, and then Andrew ended up self-financing pretty much the rest of it to get it off the ground. And it was just a lot of donations and people's, just everyone putting their hearts into it and, just coming out and doing whatever they can to help us out.
This question's for you there, Andrew. As a young director, how do you feel watching that your project's now complete, that you were standing behind the camera, you're overseeing all of it? How's it feel?
I mean, it feels great, but I guess it was a little different for me because we spent so long developing the project that, like, by the time it was, like, finally complete, like, it was just kind of like relief more than, like, I think at the very beginning when we first started, I was super excited to see, like, my words, like, on screen and that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm just really happy that it turned out the way that I envisioned it, and we came out with a good product.
And both of you, how important is it to involve the youth, to mentor them, to influence them within the film industry? Because both of you are I have to say, because I come from an older generation, you're actually like the next generation that's up and coming. If you could answer first, Melanie.
Sure. It's very important to get the youth involved. I mean, I think they need to understand that it's an actual avenue that we can pursue. It's not like it's not a dream. It's actually something that we can pursue. I think we have to kind of stop calling it a quote unquote dream in a way, because it seems a bit inaccessible in that sort of respect. But in order to get more filmmakers, and it's the only way you can do that is by having more programs, having more avenues for people to be able to express themselves, try it out, and be able to try it even in school, and maybe have it in a media program in school with cameras so that people can actually get a feel for it, because it's hard to get your hands on equipment sometimes. It's not the easiest avenue because there's a lot of roadblocks in terms of money and finances and just accessibility. So I think it's important to just kind of spread it out as much as we can.
And I'll have you share a couple words, right?
No, I mean, she said most of it. I mean, I think especially as an Asian Canadian, like, I think notoriously, like, Asians do not go into the film business, especially in North America. So I think it's important for me personally, like, that as a filmmaker, that I make films that hopefully will inspire younger people to go into the field, and that it's a viable thing, and that we should, and it's something that it's a fun thing to do, and it's a viable career.
And quickly, can you leave a website where, if someone's watching this, they may want to ask some more questions? I know we have to be kind of brief here. They're now closing up. Website, if you could.
So the website is millionstheseries.com. You could see our trailer there. It's a blog as well, so we'll always have updates there. We'll be releasing the film online as a series as well over 8 consecutive weeks, starting April 28th. So we're premiering here at the ReelWorld Film Festival, and then it's going to be released online shortly after, so you can check out the film there. And it's free entertainment, so we hope you guys can check it out.
And when, during the ReelWorld Film Festival, is your show going to be screening at the same time when it is debuting here? Can people come up and actually talk to yourself, Andrew, or maybe you, Melanie, or someone else who's involved with the project?
Yeah, we'll both be in attendance at both screenings. The first one, I believe, is Saturday, April 5th at 8 p.m. The second one is the following Saturday at 5 p.m. in Markham. So we'll both be in attendance, as well as some cast will be there as well. A lot of the cast crew will be there.
Well, thank you both for your time. And
Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm here with another young lady who's involved with the film. Your film in the ReelWorld Film Festival is Meeting Jeff.
Yes, it is.
And your name's Samara. Mm-hmm. And you're also involved with other projects, but what I want you to do first is talk a little bit about Meeting Jeff film that you have in this film festival?
Meeting Jeff is a film that I wrote and that I acted in. It's about two people who are exploring what the possibilities between them when they discover something about each other they're not sure they can get past.
And what inspired you to actually write that film right there?
I think that we get a lot of pressure in this world to find someone who fits a certain criteria, whether it's a cultural criteria that matches yours, religious, makes a certain amount of money, whatever it is, there's this criteria, and it's like you need to find that person. But I believe that love is love, and it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. If you have that connection, that's all that matters, and that's a message that was really important for me to share.
And when and during the film festival is this film going to be airing?
My understanding is it'll be in Toronto on the Sunday, April 6th at 2 p.m. right here at the Famous Players. That's what I was told earlier today. And then it'll be screening in Markham. I don't have the date for that yet.
And you're involved with other projects. You were telling me right before the interview you're a producer of another project. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I produce the ReelWorld programming as a whole. is Actors Youth Committee. And they partnered with ReelWorld to be able to present films created by young filmmakers. We have amazing people who came together, amazing scripts, hardworking, get some of that youth talent out there. It's really hard to break into this industry. And so it's just such an honor to be able to be a part of this and to be able to give that platform to young filmmakers.
What's the biggest message you want to send out to, whether it be a young up-and-coming artist or someone who's been involved in a long time? Maybe they didn't get the break that they thought they deserved this time, but they want to keep going. What is the one message you want to send out to people?
Don't give up. Don't give up. If you're passionate about it, find a way in, whether it's creating your own work, whether it's writing a short film, whether it's connecting with other people who are writers and creating your own work. But there are opportunities in this industry. You just can't let you can't let the difficulty of it break you down. You just have to believe in yourself and find your way in, whether it's a web series, whether it's a short, or if you are a member of ACTRA, next year submit to the ReelWorld programming. We would love to have you.
And the website, real quick?
Well, for ReelWorld, it's realworld.ca. For I'm not sure what it is offhand. You can check out the Facebook page, Toronto, YEAA. You can Google them as well for their website.
And your own website, if people want to go look at some projects that you've been involved with, or they want to reach out to you because they might be a young person who's just turning toward the artistic world and they're looking for someone to give them a couple words of encouragement.
Absolutely. Feel free to contact me. My website is www.samarastern, SAMARASTERN.com, and my contact information is on there.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm here with two people who's involved with #Cold, a short film here at the ReelWorld Film Festival. Quickly, to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about this project.
Sure. Hi. So I'm the writer and director of #Cold, and it's a short film about a young man named Mo who's working in a car dealership who tweets, "I think this is it, #killing myself." And someone responds to the tweet, and what ensues is their conversation. And it's a film about connection and isolation and social media.
What's your name?
My name's Imogen Grace. Thanks, Nadeem.
Hi, my name is Nadeem Umar-Khitab. I'm the lead actor of #Cold, along with Emily Pigford, who's not here today. Like Imogen said, it's a film about connection, and it's a film about communication in an era where so much of our communication, especially as young people, is impersonal. It's over the internet, it's digital, it's on our device, and so it's about finding connection in a real way after this character Mo tweets out into the Twitterverse that he's going to kill himself and doesn't get a response.
And is there somewhere on the internet where actually people can go watch, let's say, a trailer or even a website that they can visit to send some sort of communication? Maybe someone out there has gone through this in their own life and they want to reach out to try to get some help, know that they're not alone?
Well, that's definitely what the film is about, and that's what that's kind of what we're communicating with this film, is that we all have that experience of feeling alone and feeling isolated, and I think through watching the film we will get that sense of connection and what happens when you respond in a humane way to somebody else's suffering or pain or struggle, and the kind of new friendships that can be forged through that. And we do have a Facebook page, so it's facebook.com/#cold. And there you can get all of the information about the film, and a Twitter page as well, which is Blueberry Cake.
And an Indiegogo page. How long is our campaign still on for?
Oh, maybe 8 days?
We have 8 days, as we're still covering our post-production costs and our submissions to other festivals. So that's indiegogo.com/#cold.
And when during the festival, the ReelWorld Film Festival here in Toronto, can people come and view your short film? At the same time, maybe someone wants to come and talk to you just out of the blue?
Yes, I believe our film is screening on the last day of the festival. I'm not exactly sure, actually, if we have a specific slot as of this time, since it was just announced today that we're an official selection. But definitely, check out the RealWorld.ca website, and then you can find on there when you can come see the film. And you can definitely stop by and talk to myself and talk to Nadeem and talk to Emily Pigford, who is on set right now and can't be here. And we'd love to hear what people have to say about the film. Yeah.
And it's finally, do you guys want to leave some final words to some people that are going to watch this? Something to inspire them. There's an awful lot of youth out there that need to be mentored, that need to know they can do stuff, the projects that you guys are doing, and even feature films in the future.
Ooh. Wow, that's a really big question. It's funny, part of our fundraising campaign was we were at something like $600 on Indiegogo, and it just wasn't enough. Like we just needed more money to continue making this piece of art that we were making. So I made a video online and asked everyone for $500. It was like, give us $500 more dollars, give us $1,100 to make a movie, come on. And said, if we don't raise this $500, if 100 people don't donate $5, I'm getting off Facebook and I'm not coming back. Which was kind of like, it was helpful for me to maybe get this little preview into the character of just tweeting something of like, basically I'm going away. Like my thing was I'm going off of Facebook, but the character Mo, his thing is like, I'm leaving the world, I'm killing myself. So to get this little taste of like, well, who cares? So I deleted my Facebook, and I have to say, like, after I got rid of my Facebook, that 3 weeks I spent without it before we were donated that $500 and I reactivated it, I've never felt like my interactions with people just went so deep and they were so connected. And I mean, the art of conversation and eye contact and just like really getting to a nugget of truth and authenticity with someone. So being not so connected to my phone and my computer, that really helped me fall like even deeper in love with just human beings again. So I guess anyone who's having trouble, I guess, connecting or feeling alone, try it out on a person. Don't try to do it on your computer or your phone. Just make the act of personal human connection personal and direct and face to face.
And yourself?
Well, I'll speak more towards filmmaking and young people getting into the business, and in that sense just generally following their dream or following their creative passion. We were just talking in the other room with Bobby Del Rio, who's the Canadian programmer for RealWorld, and we were just saying how excited we are for all of the films that are being made in Toronto. There is an amazing community here of filmmakers. It's really exciting. There's so much energy. There is a huge support network of people that you can reach out to and get involved. Also, our film is part of a slate, Yeah Shorts, and that is a group of ACTRA filmmakers. And it's a great group you can join on Facebook, and they are just hungry, hardworking actors and filmmakers making films in the city, and they welcome everybody. And it's an absolutely amazing support network of people that will support whatever your dream or fantasy is in terms of making film. Basically just put it out there, suggest it, and they pick it up, and we create new things every single day. So definitely in terms of following your dreams and making films, that's one place to start.
Thank you so much for your time, both of you.
Thanks, Reginald.